Interwebs! Welcome back! Alright, so a while back I was actually taking a leisurely stroll in the woods with my girlfriend, and we came across this broken down facility. We decided we'd investigate a little bit, and turned out it's an old government facility where they're freaking giving people superpowers! That's what we're looking at today. This is Gemini Heroes Reborn. Good game, bad game, history lesson. Let's go. So, Gemini Heroes Reborn takes place in the same realm, as Heroes, and that's where we get into the story. If you remember Heroes, by the way, it was a 2006 TV series. Lasted for, I want to say, 3, maybe 4 seasons. First season was great. After that, it just kind of fell apart because of the writer's strike, and they just didn't know what to do with it. I think they rebooted it, too, at one point. But taking place in that universe, there are rumors of people with powers. Not everyone knows. And you kick off with Cassandra. She doesn't really know what happened to her family. She's kind of an orphan, but she's hiking in the woods with her friend. Now, it seems like he wants to be the boy's boyfriend, but kind of got friend-zoned a little bit. Hard to say. Either way, though, they're hiking together, come across the government facility. He gets captured, taken away. She tries to rescue him, and after she gets in the facility, all hell breaks loose. I mean, she's basically being hunted by the guards. So what's she gonna do? I like the fact that some of her reactions are understandable. Some of them aren't. One of the less understandable reactions is she finds a syringe. She's like, I'm trapped. I gotta figure a way out of here. Let's just take that syringe and hope for the best. In the game, it ends up giving her telekinesis as an ability, but who does that? Who sticks things in their arm and hopes for the best? Any rate, though. So, between her telekinesis and her ability to jump through time, which, by the way, she's like Hiro from Heroes. She can actually manipulate time to some degree, which adds for another cool mechanic that we'll touch play. But jumping through time allows the story to further unfurl, because when she's in the past, she's getting information about what happened to the facility before it was destroyed. When she's in the present, she's seeing the destroyed facility. And so it's the back and forth that tell you the full story. And if you don't know, explore both worlds. It actually is really cool because it encourages people to explore both sides of it. If you're not exploring both sides of it, you're obviously going to miss some stuff. So I like the way they're telling the story. And the whole story itself can probably be finished in about 4 hours. Took me about 6 because I made a few mistakes here and there. But if you're a competent player, you've played these types of games over and over, yeah, you probably won't have any issues. So I also like, by the way, when she finds out what happened to her family. That right there, that's where it really started to get more interesting. And all the intrigue that happens around her, you know, who's her friend, who's not her friend, who's there, who's not, things like that. Unlikely allies. I liked it. I thought this game was a solid 4 out of 5. It's great. It's really nicely paced. It's not too long, and it didn't feel like there was filler. Plus, if you read all the documents, they give you some links back to the Heroes TV series. So, bravo, guys. Bravo.
This is that guy from the comic book. He's real?
So let's talk gameplay here, because gameplay, you have 2 different powers. You've got your telekinesis, and you've got your time jump. And your time jump, actually it's time manipulation is what it is. Not time jumping, although time jumping is probably what you're going to do the most. And so you can see that you've got 2 meters up in the corner there. And these meters tell you how much you can use it before the power is fatigued. Now, as the game goes on, you get the ability to use them for a lot longer and longer and longer, but at first it's a little bit weaker because she's never used them. Tied in with the story, guys. So, Cassandra's ability with time manipulation. We'll start there. It starts off with something as simple as, oh hey, she can just jump between 2 different time periods. There's one in the past, it's about 8 years ago, and one currently, which is the present for her. And so by jumping between those, That's how you get through areas. There's going to be places where, like, hey, there's a door, it's locked. Let's time jump to a place when maybe that door is destroyed. Or maybe we'll time jump to a place where you see rubble and there was a door there at one point that maybe it was unlocked. Maybe there was a ventilation shaft somewhere you could use. Maybe. The thing is that you have to use the time jumping to your advantage. That is a plus. The other thing is that you can use time manipulation. She can actually slow down time. And this is actually a combined power because you're going to want to use time slowdown with your telekinesis to accomplish different feats. So a lot of guards later on will start using bullets on you, and when they're shooting at you, you got to figure out a way. She can use her telekinesis to block, or if you combine time slowdown, slowing down time, along with telekinesis shield, she can catch the bullets. And when she catches the bullets, she can then shoot them right back at the guys. Awesome. What's even more fun to do is when you have the time slowdown and you grab a rocket that someone just shot at you, run to the side of them, release the rocket, run back, and then watch them get hit by their own rocket from the side. It's awesome. And too much fun. I had way too much fun with that. Coincidentally, there are also enemies that, because she's not in peak physical condition, there's some enemies that she has to use the time slowdown to defeat. So time manipulation is a huge part of the game and eventually becomes a necessary part of combat. Her primary combat skill is telekinesis. Now, as I've already said, there's a telekinetic shield that she can use to block bullets or catch them if you're using time manipulation. And of course, she can lift stuff up, move stuff around. She can push things back, push people. It's more fun to push them when you're using time manipulation. You got them like, guy flies at you, ragdoll them. You know, things like that. They feel competent. They're not horrible mechanics. They're just... This is on par with PsyOps. Okay? The telekinesis is on par with PsyOps. PsyOps is still my go-to game for comparing telekinesis because they did it so beautifully. How you can grab something, the physics of throwing it, how you can catch something in midair and then fling it back at enemies. All of that in PsyOps was excellent. And this is about on par with it. It's not doing anything better. It's not doing anything worse. By the way, Force Unleashed was a little worse than PsyOps. We can talk about that at another point. So, I would say the gameplay this far is pretty good so far. It's pretty competent. Then you got, like, all your platforming stuff. So you're going to have to, jump up on stuff, crawl through areas. Your standard stealthish movement mechanics, whatever, that's competent as well. It's a competent game. It's not doing anything to advance the mechanics, but at the same point in time, it's not doing anything that has a drawback to it. So I'm going to give the gameplay in this one, a solid 4 out of 5. Again, it's solid. It actually is decent. That's a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun playing this one, which was freaking awesome!
It might have something to do with the accident I had as a kid.
So let's talk fun here. Games that aren't fun aren't worth it, right? In this one, I had a blast. Call it escapism, but the feeling of being godlike, going through enemies, once you get telekinesis, that is, going through enemies, whipping them around, ragdolling, I am the hand of God type stuff. I mean, it was awesome. And yes, I can't say that I had any point in the streams where I was just like, can we get past this part? Except for a few puzzles here and there that got a little on the tedious side, but for the most part, though, the game kept a good pace, and it felt fun. It was just it was a blast to play. Like I said, I don't know what I could say. I just remember thoroughly enjoying this one, and it was freaking awesome. So, from a fun factor, I would give this one a 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5, I mean, hey, it's a guilty pleasure watching enemies catch bullets from them, then throwing them back and watch the bullets sink into the guys. It's a guilty pleasure, but from a gamer standpoint, I could just geek out and enjoy the game. So, yeah, 5 out of 5. It was fun. So how family friendly is this one? And obviously it's rated T. But what's in that? From the story standpoint, I mean, the story is about a woman who is finding herself. She started off with her friend on this journey, and then she starts to realize there's more to her than what she thought. And the self-discovery of it, I think that's actually a good message. Someone actually discovering who they are and striving to do more, striving to do right. There's a point of it where it becomes vengeance, so obviously if you have issues with that, you wouldn't want your kids playing it, but the vengeance is kind of well played. It's when she realizes, her role in the bigger picture, why she needs to do what she needs to do. But even then, let's look at the nitty-gritty, and the nitty-gritty is that the game, basically it's got profanity. It's, not too bad. Not too bad. Nothing I remember not wanting my kids to watch. And then on top of that, it's got human-on-human violence. So obviously she's using powers, abilities, mutant abilities, whatever you want to call them, magic, some people would. If you have issues with that, you wouldn't want your kids playing it. Again, weapon usage, they're shooting you with bullets, they're shooting you with rocket launchers, some of them are using powers back. If you have issues with any of that, you wouldn't want your kids playing it. Things like that, but again, this is a game that I wouldn't mind playing in front of my kids. It's nothing really worse than what we see on primetime television, so I would say it's okay. Still though, given the content, it's probably going to get a 3 out of 5. Not the most family-friendly thing, it's not cuddles and kittens, but at the same point in time, it's not horrible. It's not like a Mortal Kombat or something like that, where you see gratuitous violence. With these scores combined, we're getting a 3.75, or I'm just going to round it up to a 4 out of 5. For a game that I personally only paid $2.99 for, this is actually a lot better than I thought. They want $15 for it on average, but it's going to go on discounts here and there. Watch for a discount. Stick it on your wish list, actually. If you like what you see, definitely stick it on your wish list. This is a fun game. It's a good game. I would recommend it. I had a lot of fun with this one, and I think it'd be worth your while as well. Any rate, though, Heroes Reborn. You like Heroes? You like the series? You like this game? Comments below. Don't forget, we got our support link below. Make your Amazon purchases through us as well, and that helps us out. And as always, Moral Gamer, like, subscribe, comment, share. We look forward to catching you next time with our next review. Thank you for watching.